Today's house call takes me to Bennington, Vermont. From the old-fashioned barbershop on Main Street to the brilliant fall foliage, Bennington looks like something out of a Norman Rockwell painting. So it's no surprise that Rockwell, as well as artist Grandma Moses and poet Robert Frost, have all called this area home. So do Todd and Kim Benner and their children Alicia, Emily, and Elijah. Now the Benners are not new to home improvement. They recently built this wraparound porch themselves. Now they'd like to make one more improvement by adding a railing, and that's why I've come to Bennington. Hey guys, how are you?
Hi Ron.
Hi Todd. Hi Kim.
Hi Ron.
So this is the project, huh? Beautiful
it.
deck, by the
Thank
way,
you.
on this porch. This is
Thanks.
what, mahogany?
Mahogany, yes.
Okay, so tell me what you were thinking.
Well, we've gotten everything completed except for the railing, and we spend a lot of time out here with the kids, and we just wanted something that was safe and just to be able to complete the project.
And this is a great porch, and you're right here on a cul-de-sac, so you can
Yeah.
really use it a lot. What I'm thinking of is something fairly simple, clean lines to go with what's already here. And I believe what we'll do is set up some tools in your driveway out here.
Okay.
And we'll begin by taking some measurements and then cutting some of the components, and then install them and set them in place.
Okay, great.
So I'll follow you guys.
Good.
Now we're going to make up our porch railing with 3 pieces, starting with this top or handrail right here. It has a groove cut on the bottom side, and into that are going to go the spindles. And then the spindles are going to sit on top of a bottom rail. Now we're going to make these up in sections that are going to fit between the columns up there. So what Todd and Kim are doing right now is measuring each section so we can get a good fit. So guys, how are we coming? You get one measurement at the top and one at the bottom?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Great. Well, here's a piece of top or hand railing here, guys. So, Kim, you do that. And what's your first measurement there?
56.5 inches.
Just go ahead and mark it. Okay, great. Here's a combination square. Just draw a line across there. Todd uses my power miter saw to cut each top rail to length, then does the same for the bottom rails. Next, I adjust the saw's stop block to 26 inches. Now that's the length or height for each spindle. The stop block makes sure each piece will be exactly the same length. Now we're going to make our bottom rail from this piece of 2x4. We could use it just like this and put the spindle on top, but I'm going to make a slight modification. I'm going to cut the corners off, forming chamfers right here and here. 2 reasons for this. One, I think it looks really nice, but more importantly, it allows any water that hits the top to more easily run off to the side. Now we're going to make this cut on the table saw. Got the blade tilted over at about 30 degrees, and I'll run the wood through on edge like this. All right, guys, got the spindles there, huh?
Yep.
I've been laying out the position on the top and bottom rail where these are going to go. You notice I laid them side by side, marked the position on both at the same time, so we make sure the spindles are straight, right? Now, we're going to deal with the bottom rail, so I'll put the top one aside over here, and I'm going to give you guys each a drill. Okay. And you see I made some marks here, some cross marks. Mm-hmm. Just go ahead and drill all the way through, and just make sure that those holes are as straight as you can make them. Okay. What we're going to do now is attach these spindles to this bottom rail, like so, with a long screw that's going to come up through the bottom. Now to make this positioning a little bit easier, I've made up this temporary jig right here. So what you guys will do is lay this bottom rail on its side like this, take one spindle, lay it right in here, and you see that mark, the pencil mark there? You want to get that just about in the center of the spindle. And then while one person holds like this, the other can put in a screw. There's your screw. Well, there's one section. That looks great, guys. All right, Todd, now grab the top rail over there. We're going to assemble this now and lay that down with the groove side up. So this is going to be bottom side up, okay? And we're going to put the ends of these spindles right into that groove.
Okay.
And the center of the spindle should go pretty much on that pencil mark that we drew earlier. To avoid visible screw heads along the top rail, we toenail the spindles to the railing. Okay.
Okay.
Kim, why don't you try? Since a hammer would prove cumbersome between the spindles, a pneumatic nail gun is the ideal tool for the job. Now, this tool is becoming more and more affordable, I find it almost indispensable for many jobs.
There we go. We have ourselves a section of railing.
Now, it's usually easier and less messy to paint the railing sections before installing them.
Nice job.
Thanks.
Uh-oh.
And it's always a good idea to let the paint dry before laying a hand on it. So while I'm off in search of paint remover, the Benners complete the job.
Well, my goodness, haven't you guys been productive? This the last one?
It's the last one.
Okay. Well, we'll let the paint dry, and then we'll go ahead and start putting these up.
Well, there's not much point in standing around and watching paint dry when you can go downtown and witness Bennington's wild side. It's a parade honoring local businessman and civic leader Terry Eric. He owns Hemmings Auto News, the premier magazine for classic car collectors, and there are plenty of classic cars on display today. Now, this may not look much like home improvement, but I believe any job should leave a little time for fun and fresh air. After the last of the paraders passes by, we head back to the house to install our porch rail.
So let's put this in. Here are a couple of temporary spacer blocks. Put them right down the deck vertically. That's right. These are just to get this at the right height. And I'll slip this in. You guys want to sort of grab it there. It's just cut just to the right length. A little tight. Draw on a center line on the post right here, and one on the top rail. Just align those so everything will be in the middle. Same on the bottom. Okay.
Now, I've chosen to attach the railing to the post with finish head screws as opposed to nails because they create a stronger bond, and at this angle, they're barely noticeable. With Todd and Kim working together, our railing is installed in less than an hour. Now, it's ready to be enjoyed.
We did it, guys.
We sure did.
We did it. Didn't it turn out nicely?
It's beautiful. Beautiful.
I love the way it looks from the outside looking in. It adds a really nice bit of detail to the house. But I like the way it makes you feel when you're sitting here. Just enough sort of, protection, if you will, from the street out there. You're going to revive the porch in America. I swear you are. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming.
Well, the Benner's home has always been a nice fit here in Bennington, but their new porch railing adds so much, kind of like something out of a Norman Rockwell painting.